How are positive stereotypes negatively affecting Asian students in North America? I'm Ricky, I play both the piano and the violin. I one day want to become a doctor and my favorite subject is math. Now, when you hear these things, what do you think? Many of us would make the association between these traits to my ethnicity, thinking things like, of course you do, or what else? And if you thought something along those lines, then what you demonstrated was a positive stereotype, the link between someone's ethnicity to traits that are seen as good. Now, why are positive stereotypes so bad? Well, they point out good things about you, and isn't it nice to have people automatically see potential in you? Wrong. These positive stereotypes are the gateway drug of all stereotypes. They give permission to make links between ethnicity and traits. It starts with, wow, Asians are so good at math, and then one slip and they start saying all of these negative stereotypes. Positive stereotypes also undermine good qualities that people have. Like because Asians are academically stronger, they must be athletically weaker. People have the mentality that if you have one, you can't have the other. Plus, these stereotypes often go under our inappropriate radar, like what's considered racist versus a compliment. Positive stereotypes not only are less inclined to be viewed as inappropriate, but are often embraced and welcomed. The fact is, these positive stereotypes validate the thinking of people based on their Asian background. Much research has gone into whether these positive stereotypes are as negative as the minorities are saying they are. But the opinions of the very people that are being discriminated against are the most important to seeing just how much they can affect people. Kate Junio, an Asian American, feels people should not be defined by stereotypes, positive or not, as we are all diverse and defined by our strengths and weaknesses that make people different. Everest Yu, another Asian American from Arizona State University, says that whenever she talks about how she is stressed to friends, they always say things like, "Aren't you Asian? Shouldn't you be used to the workload?" There's the problem. People say these things, not even realizing that they're stereotyping others. It's become so normalized to say these type of comments that even friends will say it, meaning no harm at all. Olivia Lai talks about her experience with her first failure. She simply messed up a small piece in her piano recital. No one would have even noticed, but to her, it was everything. The problem was that my standards were too high. I've been conditioned to accept for myself nothing less than perfection. This is a common experience shared by so many of my Asian American peers.
Living up to the high standards that come with being Asian is often overwhelmingly stressful, and students suffer psychological, emotional, and even academic costs.
Although these opinions are voiced, the vast majority of Asian American students do not speak of their opinions or the mental health issues it brings to them. Research has shown Asian American post-secondary students were 1.6 times more likely to make serious suicide attempts. And about 24% of all Asian American students experience suicidal thoughts at some point during their schooling years. It was found the two biggest causes of these suicides and depressions were high expectations and culture. These positive stereotypes are so reinforced that these Asian students feel defined by them. And when they can't reach these impossibly high expectations, they sink into a depression. Due to Asian culture, where mental health is actually not spoken of publicly and instead looked down upon, many students feel they cannot share their feelings. Rira Yu is a prime example of how bad things can get for Asian American students. Yu's depression got so bad that she was hospitalized for her health to make sure she would be under care and not do anything self-harming. Before under care, Yu found herself holding a knife or pills, not knowing why. As she got better, Yu said she first started feeling like this due to her high expectation that people have of her for her ethnicity. They kept expecting her to thrive and never make mistakes or fail, and she just couldn't keep up. Yu is a prime example of why we must solve this issue of allowing positive stereotypes to be let go and said freely. Vivian Huang, a Chinese UCLA student, says my recommendation for minimizing these social pressure problems is to openly discuss the model minority myth in classrooms. Believing that by discussing the topic in a diverse classroom environment, students will be able to realize that this model minority myth is just a myth and that positive stereotypes don't exist. The use of positive stereotypes can be solved by educating students on word choice and how it plays a crucial role. Rather than saying, of course you're good at math, you're Asian, we can teach students that the ethnicity has no correlation to the trait and can be worded as simple as, wow, you're good at math. Is it that hard to remove the connection between traits and ethnicity? There is no such thing as a positive stereotype, merely ways to say condescending things under the radar of what people consider inappropriate. Let's stop this defining and just acknowledge we are all people who are unique to each other.